the shooting, the mass shooter, the white supremacist mass shooter that apparently gunned down lots of African Americans in Buffalo, right?
That's right.
On the left is a picture of him that he posted on his own social media. Right?
Sporting some divot wear there.
So this story is presenting a bit of a problem for the old mainstream media, because obviously, as it's described in the middle here, it's supposed to be a conspiracy theory about a certain battalion over in Ukraine that apparently is neo-Nazis. So when the Buffalo supermarket shooter wore the Black Sun Nazi symbol on his body armour, and the Azov battalion in Ukraine has the same Nazi symbol on their flag.
Fully on show as well. They're not shy about letting
So the
people
mainstream
see this.
media has to explain away the fact to keep their NPC believers in the dark. And you've got Obi-Wan Kenobi saying, that's just a coincidence. The idea that Ukraine has a Nazi problem is just a conspiracy theory, comrade. And we're glad that we're giving Ukraine another $40 billion.
When we're in a crisis.
So the NPC stormtrooper who just got fooled by Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, yeah, it is just a coincidence. The idea that Ukraine has a Nazi problem is just a conspiracy theory. And I'm glad that we are giving $40 billion to the Ukraine. So, yeah, I think that really sums it up with where this clown show is going. It's now becoming blatantly obvious that Azov Battalion are actual Nazis, and their ideology is actually spreading, and it's influencing other right-wing extremists, white supremacists, neo-Nazis, etc., etc. Yeah, this is happening, and it's not good.
Lance, I've just sent you a link on Messenger.
Yes.
And it's a word hippo. It's how to say monkey in Latin. And you've got the noun and the verb. I don't know if you want to have a quick look at that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Are we on to Latin etymology?
Ooh, I like that. Simia.
Simia-pox.
Look at the verb.
Ape.
Monkey. No, read it out.
Ludifico.
Yeah.
Ludificor. Delude, hoodwink, hoax, make a game. Oh my god.
Interesting.
Right, all right, yeah, we'll save that. Okay, we'll come back to that. That's another little monkey for the pile. Yeah, Master Lee's been monkey hole. Master Lee's been bang on the research tonight. Wait until you see the
Fuck
document.
me, the merch is going off the...
Who else has bought merchandise? Call
people.
people out. Everyone that's getting by.
Away, yeah, he's bought a Soviet Union t-shirt. Reject the Soviet Union. Big up yourself.
Big up Neil.
Who else have we got? David Munn. He's bought a Digital Sun charcoal hoodie. Who else we got? Kieran Jansen.
Big shout out to Kieran.
Yeah, everything exempt t-shirt and a everything exempt hoodie.
Fucking hell, these t-shirts going to be gone after time.
Who else we got here? No, that's the same page.
So just remember, if you buy any garment off the website tonight, you do get another t-shirt free with the original logo. It will be either in midnight blue or grey. I can't say you've got to get a choice because you won't. You'll just get what you get. I'll send it in the same size that you bought the t-shirt or the hoodie in, and that is just for purchases that happen inside the show.
Got Chris Jenkins. He's bought a Rise Above original logo tee.
This is all going into the pot for the up-and-coming announcement, which I can't even talk about. I know Homer Beats is watching, I can't talk about it. He'll beat
Big up
me
Homer Beats.
Yeah, big shout out to Homer Beats. I definitely can't talk about it because he's going to beat me up.
Big up to all the team making it happen.
But if you love Rise Above, don't plan anything for the second weekend in September, 9 to 12. Just don't plan anything. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, probably going to get in trouble for saying that. But I don't jinx things. I forecast, and then it happens. That's how things work around here. So yeah, this is really twisting people's brains. This one. It also turns out. Do you remember the Christchurch shooter in
New Zealand?
New Zealand, the guy that gunned down loads of Muslims in the mosque. Do you remember
I actually did some research into that.
Yeah, it looked dodgy. I don't know. Anyway, do you remember he had all the white writing and the insignias and the sigils on his assault rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it looked like fucking, what's the computer game? Call of Duty.
Yeah, he referenced Azov Battalion.
Yeah.
I believe Anders Breivik, in his manifesto, referenced Azov Battalion. Yes.
Check your messenger in a minute. You're going to be getting some more monkey holes.
Okay, more monkey holes. All right, Andy PG.
I'm on it, Lee.
You keep on track of that monkey hole because obviously we are going to do the emergency broadcast in a moment when we get to it. So yeah, we can see a pattern emerging, right, of these actual white supremacists, not the people that get accused of being white supremacists by idiots all the time. The actual white supremacists like these guys. This is spreading, and the Azov battalion seems to be very central in all of the manifestos of these people that do like mass shootings
At the forefront, guys.
And this is where the money's going to when the aid is going to Ukraine. You know, no one knows if it's buying food for.
I mean, just actually think about this dynamic. You've got the Christchurch shooter, you've got the Buffalo shooter, and now you've got Azov battalion all the way over in Ukraine, all with the same symbols on, all of them with the black sun.
Yeah, but
it's the same death cult, guys.
But this guy, right? Apparently, he travelled through Europe and he met up with all of the white supremacists, all of the right wing.
He's been officially
militias,
indoctrinated.
Yeah. But when he went to Ukraine, it's all in this thing. Yeah.
Big up to Cara. She's bought a Digital Sun Stealth T-shirt.
T-shirts are flying out tonight.
They are, absolutely. Oh god, yeah, Master Lee is on it. Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. So here, now this is interesting. I came across this thing from the ISD, the Institute of Strategic Dialogue, digital dispatches. Now, on the face of it, this is quite normal, but when you start to look into it, this is obviously a counter intelligence maneuver. This ISD, whatever you want to call it, it is basically firefighting the truth coming out. If you look at some of the things here. The Great Reset conspiracy in Australia. So, you know, right-wing extremists are worried about Lord Schwab in Australia. The ongoing effort to link the Buffalo shooter to Azov battalion.
Interesting.
Like, what? How pro-Kremlin influencers are attempting to link the Buffalo shooter to Azov battalion.
What's a pro-Kremlin influencer?
People that are, well, myself and Deep Bait Memes were debating this guy on Facebook about Azov battalion, and he just constantly kept saying that we were being paid by the Kremlin, and he was serious. I think he was serious. He honestly thought that we were Kremlin shills.
Guys, no one's paying for anything here, right? We sell T-shirts, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, look how hard we have to sell T-shirts just to keep going, man. Just to keep going. Right. So yeah, this is firefighting right here. The manifesto's front page contained the black sun, also known as the Sonorad. This is an extremely common symbol designed by and for the Nazis under Heinrich Himmler. How is it extremely common if it was designed for the Nazis under... That's quite specific, isn't it?
Yeah.
What, is everyone a Nazi? How common is it to be a Nazi?
Wow, in clown world.
It's extremely common. It's extremely common if you're stood in the middle of 20,000 Azov battalion. Yeah, it's a very common symbol. It's everywhere.
Did you see UK column this week?
No, I didn't.
They've been going in on the Ukrainian Nazis.
Really?
It's quite interesting, yeah.
Yeah, last time we mentioned UK column, they actually sort of posted about us, because I think
Did they?
Yeah, I can't remember what the subject was, but we shared something.
If I'm honest, I haven't watched any of their material in a good couple of months. I've been slack. I've been doing so much at home.
No, they do good work as far as I'm concerned. I think this meme here on the left from Sagehead is amazing. Like a zombie apocalypse, dancing under a black sun Pento Jizzle tower.
This is the wet dream of the dark occultist. Look, masked up NPCs dancing around the black sun cult.
Like a maypole.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Fucking hell.
Food for the moon key.
Yeah. A moon sacrifice. Now, let me just get rid of these. Sorry, Andy. Let's get these graphics so you can probably appreciate this one. I like these bell curve memes, right? Whenever they come out, they've always sort of like evolved into the next thing. But this one is really good because we talk about instinct a lot and intuition. Or inner tuition, as Inner Guardians coined it. And if you know about the bell curve, it's what IQ is apparently controversially measured on, right? Most people sit in the middle of the bell curve, at around 100 is the average, okay? And so this is all to do with instinct. People of average intelligence say, I'm going to need a source for that. People on the lower end of the spectrum generally say, mate, I'll just trust my instincts. If it worked for me, grand. It works for me, simple as. But people right up at the top end of the spectrum, they say the same thing, but just with a different wording. It's perfectly rational to trust in your deep instincts since they evolved through generations of evolutionary pressure.
Absolutely.
They're saying the same thing. They might be wording it differently.
When it comes to personal protection, There's always a lot of focus on what happens to the victim in terms of those that don't survive, when in actual fact, the attention should be on those that do survive. And that could also include things like even pandemics or resets. The focus should be on those that survive.
Yeah, not those that have already perished.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where we should be focusing on, or every individual should be focusing on that, on those subjects.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, mate. That's a great point. Sam Carno's got it on the screen right now. Rise Above Official is the Telegram group. If you want to stay in contact with the Rise Above family throughout the week, and it's very active in there, hundreds and hundreds of posts a day, and everyone's chatting with each other. Join Instagram Rise Above Official. So, what do you think about this, Inner Guardians? Do you think this is accurate with the way that people look at their instincts? Is it the average normie in the middle that doesn't trust his instincts? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think. Well, for the most part, they're completely disconnected from their intuition. They're more in tune or aligned with their instincts. Instincts and intuition aren't the same thing.
No. They're like, I agree. They're more in tune with their reptilian mind.
Well, the instincts is more of a sort of base nature of survival, whereas intuition is more from the higher self.
Intelligence. Intuition is wholesome intelligence.
Yeah. But we all have it. It's just a case of whether you tune into it or not, or you've been disconnected.
We spoke about this shows and shows and shows ago. I mentioned that, you know, a deer in the wild will, you know, it's got intuition. It can go up to a plant and its intuition will tell itself whether it's the plant's safe to eat or not. Whereas humans, we have to go and look it up in a book or, you know, trial by error. The instincts and intuitions that we should have just been beaten out of us like transgenerationally till we're just literally just fucking zombies now.
I mean, if you want to get really technical about it, the intuition actually lives in the 6th and 7th senses, as opposed to the bottom 5.
So you're actually accessing a higher sensory level of perception when you're tapping into your intuition.
Yeah, well, our 6th and 7th senses are kind of laid dormant, mainly because they're just not used, and people don't tune into them. They operate on a slightly different frequency. They also connect us to our higher selves, but we can all access them. And most of the teaching that I give and deliver is all about accessing the 6th and 7th senses. It's nothing to do with, you know, being sort of supernatural or paranormal or psychic or anything like that. We all have them. It's just a case of whether we use them or know how to use them.
Sure.
And there's no real education to access them. In fact, quite the opposite. I would say through indoctrination and miseducation.
Use them, yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of in a sort of sleep.
Yeah. Laying dormant, as it were.
Yeah.